Hello students, today we are going to continue with our chapter that is lifelines of national economy. And in the last videos we have discussed about the modes of transportation and we have discussed about the road transportation or the roadways. And today we will discuss about the railways. Right. So what is the railways? Are the principal mode of transportation for freight and passengers in India. What is the principal mode? Good mode of transportation for freight. Freight means saman, luggage, and passengers in India. Railway also make it possible to conduct multifarious activities like business, sightseeing, pilgrimage, along with transportation of goods over longer distances. What is there? For the longer distances, what we are doing? We are using the railways. Railways are the best way of transportation. In this, due to railway only, it is possible like business activities, sightseeing, pilgrimage, right? These things are possible at cheap rate. So, apart from an important means of transport, Indian Railways have been a great integrated force for more than 150 years. Means integrated force. It is binding the people of the country as well as it is binding the economy of the country. How binding the people of the country? Generally, when we are traveling from the train, we are talking with the people, those who are sitting beside us, right? Maybe he is or she belongs to any other state. So Indian Railway have been a great integrating force for more than 150 years. And railways in India bind the economic life of the country as well as accelerate the development of the industry and agriculture. How it is speed up the development of industry and agriculture? Because with the help of railways we are transporting the goods at longer distances. It takes the raw material from agriculture and provides to the industry, right? And from industry they are providing material to the agricultural field. And Indian Railways have a network of 7,031 stations spread over a route length 63,221 kilometer with fleet of 7,870 locomotives, 17 locomotives, and this data can be different in different books. It is there according to 2004. So you have to learn according to the new data, whatsoever is given in your book. So the Indian Railway is the largest public sector undertaking in the country. Which is the largest public sector undertaking in the country? That is Indian Railway. The first train steamed of Mumbai to Thane in 1853, covering a distance of 34 kilometers. The first train was started in India and it was ran between Mumbai and Thane in 1853 and it covers the distance of 34 kilometers. What is there? The Indian Railway is now recognized into 16 zones. It is divided into 16 zones. The distribution pattern of railway network in the country has been largely influenced by the physiographic, economic and administrative factors. Means where the physical condition is good, where the economic growth is okay, good, and the administrative factors. These factors are influencing the establishment of the railway lines. The Northern Plain, where there is plain, there what is there? The establishment cost of railway is less. Railway lines is less. So in the Northern Plain, with their vast level land, high population density and rich agricultural resources provide the most favorable condition for the growth of railway. Means railways growth is better or good in this area, where in the northern plain, because the laying down cost as well as the maintenance cost in the plains are less, as well as good climate condition is there, rich agricultural resources are there, and high population is there, that is favorable for the railways. A large number of rivers requiring construction of bridges across their wide beds posed some obstacles. What is there? Sometimes rivers are there in between. So we have to make the bridges across their wide beds posed some obstacles. This creates some obstacle, rukavateं. In the hilly terrains of the peninsular region, railway tracks are laid through low hills, gaps, or tunnels. What is there? That in hilly terrain or the peninsular region, railway tracks are laid down through low hills as well as gaps or tunnels, गुफाएं सुरंग बनाकर. The Himalayan mountain regions too are unfavorable for the construction of railway lines due to the high relief. Sparse population means high mountains are there. Sparse population means very less population is there, and lack of economic opportunities are there. That's why it is not beneficial to lay down the railways line in Himalayan region. Likewise, it was difficult to lay railway lines on the sandy plain, like in Rajasthan, on western Rajasthan, swamps of Gujarat, forested tracts like of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Jharkhand. The contiguous stretches of Sahyadri could be crossed through gaps and passes. And what is there? In recent time, development of Konkan Railway along with the west coast has facilitated the movement of passengers and goods in the most important economic region of India. What is their western coast? Western coast means on the western coast of west side of India, Konkan plain, Konkan Ghat, Konkan plains are there, where what is there? Konkan railway is the best facilitator of the movement of passengers and goods in the most parts of the world, India. It has also faced a number of problems such as sinking of tracks in some stretches and landslide. What is there in some stretches? What is there? The tracks are shrinking, सिकुड़ जाते हैं due to winter. And what is there? Landslide. Due to landslide, what is there? The tracks are being broken down. Right. So today the railways have become more important in our national economy than other means of transport put together. So, however, rail transport suffers from certain problems as well. Many passengers travel without tickets, thefts and damages. Thefts and damages of railway property has not yet stopped completely. People stop the trains, pull the chain unnecessarily, and this causes heavy damage to the railway. Think over it, and how can we help our railways in running as per the schedule time. So this was there our topic railways, and next topic is there, that is a pipeline. With the help of pipeline also we can transport the things. Pipeline transport network is a new arrival on the transportation map of India. In the past, these were used to transport water to the cities and industries. But nowadays, these are used for transporting crude oil, petroleum products, and natural gas from oil and natural fields to the refineries, fertilizer factories, and big thermal power plants. What is there? We are transporting the things from the producing area to the area where it is needed. Right. Solids can also be transported through a pipeline when converted into slurry. When we are converted into liquid form, then we can transport the solid also with the help of a pipeline. The far inland location of refineries like Baruni, Mathura, Panipat. These are the Baruni, Mathura and Panipat are the distribution area Distribution area means from here what we are doing, we are distributing the petroleum or gas or many other things to the all parts of the country. And gas based fertilizer plant could be thought of only because of pipelines. Means the gas based plants we can imagine only with the help of pipelines. Initial cost of pipeline is high but subsequent running costs are minimal. Means the establishment cost is high but the maintenance cost is very less. As well as it rules out transshipment losses and delay. Means there is no delay in the pipeline. So what is there? That there are three important networks of pipelines in the country. These three you have to learn at your own, read at your own. From oil field in Assam to Kanpur. Another one is there. That is another one. Salya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab, Virmagam, Mathura, Delhi, and gas pipeline from Hazira in Gujarat connects the Jagdishpur in Uttar Pradesh. These three all you have to learn, right? Because it will come in a map. So today we have read about the railways and the pipelines, and in the next video we will discuss about the waterways. Till then, make the questions and revise the chapter thoroughly.